Okay, boys and girls, this is Miss Malinowski here, and today we're going to read our Phonemic Awareness book of the week, Where the Wild Things Are. Story and pictures by Maurice Sendak. After we read the story, we're going to play a few listening games, so listen carefully. The night Max wore his wolf suit and made mischief of one kind, and another. His mother called him Wild Thing, and Max said, "I'll eat you up." So he was sent to bed without eating anything. And take a look at Max's face. He is not happy. That very night in Max's room, a forest grew. Look at how his bedroom is changing. And grew. Look at it, it's just getting bigger and bigger. And grew until his ceiling hung with vines and the walls became the world all around. Look at that cool forest. I love all those trees and the lush green grass. And an ocean tumbled by with a private boat for Max, and he sailed off through night and day. He's got a smile on his face. He must be enjoying his adventure now. And in and out of weeks and almost over a year to where the wild things are. Look at that wild thing that he has come into contact with while he's in his private boat on the ocean. He's super scary. And when he came to the place where the wild things are, they roared their terrible roars and gnashed their terrible teeth and rolled their terrible eyes and showed their terrible claws. Take a look at those wild things. They're super scary. They've got lots of things that are sharp. It can harm Max. Let's see what he does next. Till Max said, "Be still," and tamed them with the magic trick of staring into all their yellow eyes without blinking once. And they were frightened and called him the most wild thing of all. I thought surely Max was going to be a goner. I thought those big, terrible wild things were going to eat him up. But it seems like he was able to tame them, and they are listening to him. He must have magical powers. And they made him king of all wild things. "And now," cried Max, "let the wild rumpus start." He has a crown on his head now. And look at those wild things. They are listening and waiting for instructions. Now it looks like they're howling at the moon and jumping. And look at those terrible claws that they have. And I can see some of their terrible teeth. Now they're hanging from the trees. And there's Max right in the middle of them. Oh, and now he is riding one with his crown and his staff. He has really gained control of these wild things. "Now stop," Max said, and sent the wild things off to bed without their supper. And Max, the king of all wild things, was lonely and wanted to be where someone loved him best of all. Then all around, from far away across the world, he smelled good things to eat. So he gave up being king of where the wild things are. I wonder where he is headed now. Let's turn the page and see if we can figure it out. But the wild things cried, "Oh, please don't go. We'll eat you up. We love you so." And Max said, "No." The wild things roared their terrible roars and gnashed their terrible teeth and rolled their terrible eyes and showed their terrible claws. But Max stepped into his private boat and waved goodbye. and sailed back over a year and in and out of weeks and through a day. And into the night of his very own room, where he found his supper waiting for him. Right on the table in the corner. Looks like some soup and maybe cornbread, or it might be soup and a dessert. I don't know. And it was still hot. Now, boys and girls, did Max really go to the forest where the wild things are and sail on a boat through the ocean, or was he just using his imagination? Think about that. Now, after our Phonemic Awareness Book of the Week, we always play some listening games. So I want you to listen carefully, and I want you to think about what I'm asking you to do. The first thing that we're going to do today is I'm going to say some sentences, and I want you to count the number of words in each sentence. And as you hear and you're saying the word, I want you to hold up one finger for each word. And at the end, you're going to find out how many words are in that sentence by counting your fingers. So the first sentence is, Max wore his wolf suit. So you would repeat that sentence, and you would hold up one finger for each word, just like this. Max wore his wolf suit. There are 5 words in that sentence. Now that you know how to do it, I'm going to go on to the next sentences, okay? Sentence number 2. His mother called him Wild Thing. Now I want you to say that sentence to yourself and count the words and have that number in your head. Okay, next. He was sent to bed. Say that sentence and count those words. Max sailed off in a private boat. That had a lot of words in it. See if you can count them. And the last sentence we're going to do today is, he found the wild things. Say the sentence and count those words, boys and girls. Okay. Good readers listen and count words. It helps them remember what they've heard, and it helps them comprehend or know what is going on in the story. Now we're going to move on to a new listening game, and I like this listening game a lot because it's easier for me to check for understanding. So this one is called Skill Rhyme Recognition, and it's super easy. If the words rhyme, which means they have the same ending, then you're going to give me a thumbs up. If the words don't rhyme, then you give me a thumbs down. Are you ready? Room, gloom. Stretch those words out. And if you hear they're rhyming, give me a thumbs up. Room, gloom are rhyming words. The next sentence is, or the next 2 words are good, bad. Good, bad. I don't hear the same ending sound, so that's going to be a thumbs down. Ready for the next one? Gnashed, smashed. Gnashed, smashed. Ooh, I hear ashed at the end of both of those words, so that's a thumbs up. Next, in, out. I didn't hear the same ending sound, so I think that's a thumbs down. Now we're ready for roar, door. Roar, door. Oh, I do hear the same ending sound, so those words are rhyming words, so thumbs up. Now, the last game that we're going to play is called Single Syllable Onset Rhyme Blending. So I'm going to say the beginning sound, which is the onset, and then I'm going to say the rest of the word, which is the rhyme, and then you have to put those 2 parts together, and you have to tell me what word I made with those sounds. Are you ready? The first one is aid. What word is that? Let's blend it. Made. And I like to use my finger the way that I would read the word in a book. Aim. Tame. Et. Let. Or. War. ent, scent, kick, aim, came, ing, thing, ave, wave, suit. Oh, I made a mistake. Oot, suit. Ow, now. Now, this is a game that we play every week. We read a new book for our Phonemic Awareness Book of the Week, and we always play a few games every day. So, when you're in the classroom or if you're at home, it's very good to play listening games, because if you can hear sounds and you can put those sounds together and blend them, then you can read words. And the more words that we learn how to read, the better of a reader we're going to become. So we're going to keep practicing these skills and reading these books so that you become the best possible reader that you can become. I hope you enjoyed it. See you again soon.